Brando, I appreciate you hopping on, bud.
So, like, you're a vegan?
Yes,
You're
sir, I
rooting
am.
for vegan?
Yes, sir, I am.
All right, for sure.
Yeah, hell yeah. Do you care if I ask you? Oh, wait,
Yeah,
are you
yeah, yeah.
are you just gonna play music and troll me, or did you actually want to talk?
No, 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 no.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
genuinely gonna debate.
I
I'm
I
genuinely
know I,
gonna
I
debate.
all right, cool. I get a lot of people who come on just to troll, so I never know, bro.
Nah, yeah.
I thought you were
Hell
about to
no.
rickroll me or some shit.
Nah, nah.
Cool. So I just if I could ask a few questions, if that's fine with you.
Yeah, go ahead.
Cool, man. So, basically, my basic premise is that I see no morally relevant difference between humans and animals that would justify slitting animals' throats and turning them into cheeseburgers, but not humans. So, my basic question is like, first off, do you think it's justified to farm animals and slit their throats to turn them into cheeseburgers?
Honestly, like, it's not
Hey, bro,
justified.
you're.
If I see a damn cow, I'ma slit his throat and
I'll
eyes.
let you
I'ma eat
cook.
him fuck tonight. Fuck all those fucking vegans. I don't give a fuck if they try. And I'ma tell them I don't need a money or a dime. Cause I'ma get my fucking steak at McDonald's anyways. Alright, bro.
Hey, that was good. That was good.
No, you're right.
That was actually pretty clean. I'll give you that. I'll let you spit if you're gonna spit anti-vegan shit. As long as it's clean, I'll let you spit. I don't care. That was good. I've never had that before. Um, yo, hello.
Let's see. Can you hear me? This thing working? How do you do
Yeah,
this?
yeah. I know I can hear you actually really clear. What's up, bud?
Oh, cool. All right.
Are you? There's the Rickle. There it is.
I'm just playing. I had to do it.
All right, all right, all
But yeah.
right. Did
Nah,
you
I
actually want to
support
talk?
everyone's choices. So
Yeah, yeah.
yeah,
No,
I
that's cool,
support
bro.
support everyone's choices to, I mean, vegan's cool, so
Yeah.
yeah.
Did you
How do you
did you
keep
want?
your muscles like that? What's your vegan diet to keep your muscles like that?
I so a lot of people think that soy is estrogenic, but it's actually not. So I eat a fuckload of soy, dude. Like I eat a lot of tofu, a lot of soy milk, a lot of mock meats. A lot of people are afraid of mock meats, but they're just fine for you. A lot of beans, peanut butter. I mean, PB and J's can't go wrong with that, right?
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
All right.
yeah.
That was my only question. I saw the guns and I had to ask. I had to ask. So
All right, man. Hey, I appreciate the Rickroll. That's funny shit.
bye guys.
Peace. All right. Man, the trolls are out today, guys. The trolls are out. Hello?
Hi there.
Hey, Kay. Are you vegan or
Hi.
non-vegan?
I'm actually a vegan. I'll make this super fast. I was just
Okay.
curious on what your thoughts were on the lab grown meat.
As long as it doesn't entail the rights violations of animals, I'm fine with it. So if it doesn't cause animals to be slaughtered, I think it's probably a good thing because I think a lot of meat eaters are, at the end of the day, too selfish to give up meat. So it's probably the only chance that we have at a world without rights violations towards sentient beings. I have no problem with consuming
That
animal
makes sense.
products.
I agree with you. Thank you so
Yeah,
much.
yep. Thank you, Kay. I appreciate it. I have no problem with consuming animal products in principle. It's what goes behind it, right? So if you were to find like a roadkill on the side of the road and eat that roadkill, I would have no issue with that. What I have issue with is the rights violations that goes into creating the products that we then consume, thus paying for more rights violations. Um, Lovin, let's hope we can get a not troll, our first non-vegan not troll. Let's hope.
What's up,
Lovin,
man?
Lovin, what's up, bud?
What up, brother?
Not shit. Are you trolling me or did you actually want to talk?
No, no, no. We can talk.
All right, cool, man.
So I'm just my only point would be that when you're born in America, I'm assuming you're from America, right?
Yeah, yep, Michigan.
So we're kind of born into a social contract,
Yep.
and like there are things in society that are kind of just um, givens. Like if you're born a man, you have a eggplant.
Yeah, I agree.
You know what I mean? Stuff like that.
Yeah.
One of the things that we've deemed socially acceptable is the right to eat meat and to
Yeah.
choose. You can obviously choose if not to eat meat, but it doesn't make it immoral because again, society um, has kind of voted on this over the
Hmm.
last however many years and said that it's okay to eat meat.
Yeah, yeah. So Well, whether it's moral or not is going to come down to your personal values, right? So, I'm not a social contract theorist. I don't think just because a society comes to agree upon something that therefore makes it more immoral. We can look at tons of examples like slavery, the Holocaust. These societies thought these things were moral at the time. That doesn't mean they were justified in my ethical system. But the basic premise I'd have to ask to you is, so at this point in time, because society like thinks it's okay to farm animals, that means that I'm guessing you think it's okay to farm animals.
100%.
Okay, cool. So now, if society agreed that it was okay to farm humans, would you think it'd be okay to farm humans?
I think that's a horrible analogy. I think if you were going to
Well, that
throw
wasn't. I
dogs,
didn't ask you if you thought it was a horrible analogy or not. I asked you if you thought if you thought it would be justified to farm humans if society said it was okay to.
no, because that's
No,
cannibalism.
okay. So that means there's a morally relevant difference between humans and animals that justifies slitting animals' throats and turning them to cheeseburgers, but not humans. So what is that difference?
Again, my previous point is that so like in some social circles, it's morally okay to eat dog.
Okay, so it's just back to the social contract. So if people agreed that it was okay to farm humans and slit their throats and turn them into cheeseburgers, would it now be morally justified to do that? Yes or no?
I guess if in my theory, then yes, but
So
nobody's
okay,
done
so
that
so
because
yeah, so with that I rest my case, right? So if tomorrow
rest
society
my case.
decided it was okay to farm humans, slit their throats, and turn them into cheeseburgers, you would think that's moral. With that, I rest my case. If I can't get you to believe in human rights, I can't get you to believe in animal rights. That's just like a crazy view to me. Like I just that's insane. Think of how many things that society has done that we disagree with today, right? Society at one point thought slavery was okay. That doesn't mean it was therefore justified. Social contract theory leads to some insane conclusions. Um, let's see. Jada. Oh, damn. Jada hopped offline. You're amazing. Thank you. Hey, thank you. I really appreciate the support. I'm used to just getting a bunch of hate and trolls, so nice comments here and there is always nice. I appreciate it. Jacob, what's up, buddy?
Hey, what's up? I just got a question.
Yeah, what's up, bro?
What about the millions of insects, rabbits, squirrels,
Moles,
groundhogs,
voles, snakes that get run over for my crops
snaps?
and
Yeah,
protected.
and the pesticides that are very dangerous to streams and ecosystems that are used to produce avocados in South America,
Yeah,
and that
yeah,
type of stuff. What about that? If we're just gonna nitpick everything that is killed, and
yeah. So I can answer that. Yeah, so I don't see these things as rights violations, right? I think a farmer has every right to protect his crops. Do you not think farmers should have the right to protect their crops to feed humans?
absolutely, and I think they should
Okay,
have the right
so
to
you agree with
protect.
me. So you agree with me.
Hold on.
Cool.
And they should have the rights to protect their
So
livestock as well and do whatever they want with their
yes,
livestock.
and that's where we disagree. So that means that you think it's justified to farm animals, and I don't think it's justified to farm animals. So let me ask you this: if we were farming humans, would that be morally justified in your view?
No, because humans aren't
No.
aren't
Okay,
aren't
cool.
wild animals.
So what is the morally relevant difference
So
between
with your
humans and animals?
with
So
your
what is the
moral
you have to let me talk. You have to let me talk. So what is the morally relevant difference between humans and animals that justifies farming animals but not humans? What is the difference that makes it okay
Are
to
you a
farm
religious?
animals?
Are you a religious man?
No, but you can give a religious answer if you want. That's fine.
Because humans are sentient beings brought down.
Okay, well,
We're the
animals are
only
sentient
ones that are
beings, so that's
breathed
not a
into
symmetry
soul.
breaker.
Huh?
Animals are also sentient beings, so that's not a symmetry breaker.
Last time I've seen, I don't see animals going into wars with each other, having feelings like. No,
Okay, so
that is not a thing.
so the
God breathed.
ability.
Hold on. I'm not
Yep,
doing my point. God
yep,
breathed
yep.
life. God breathed life and souls into humans in Genesis, the same way Muhammad did in the Quran.
Cool. Yeah, so souls. So if tomorrow you found out that humans didn't have souls, would it now be okay to slit their throats and turn them into cheeseburgers?
I don't give a fuck what you do to other people.
No,
But
no,
you,
I'm asking what you think is okay. I'm asking your moral system. In your moral system, would it be morally justified to farm humans and slit their throats and turn them into cheeseburgers if they didn't have souls?
no.
So that's a contradiction. That means the morally relevant difference between humans and animals that justifies slitting animals' throats but not humans is and is not having a soul. So you negated and affirmed the same proposition, which is what a contradiction is.
All right, you're saying all these buzzwords that nobody cares about. Negated.
Oh, it's the laws of logic.
You're saying buzzwords just to bullshit
Yeah,
your
yeah.
point.
So you
Excuse my
can
language.
call
'Cause
so
I'm
you
not
can
a
call
religious
the
person either, but you're just saying
wait, hold on. You're not a religious person, but you just use a religious argument to try to justify your argument. That's
Yes, I can,
interesting.
because you can use
That's
multiple.
interesting. No,
because
you
use
can. You
multiple
absolutely can.
things.
You're right.
Like you can
You're
use a
right.
religious standpoint, a moral standpoint.
You're
Like,
right,
I don't want to go out
and you
humans for
contradicted
hamburgers,
yourself
but-
though. Yep.
Huh?
And you contradicted yourself though, because when I asked you if it'd be okay to farm humans if they didn't have souls, you said no, leading you to negate and affirm the same proposition, meaning the morally relevant difference between humans and animals is and
So
is
do you
not
see?
having
So do you
souls.
see a baby the same thing as you like? If you were to see a baby and a puppy standing together, you would say, "Oh, well, I'm not going." So you would be okay with putting them in equal fronts because that is
Oh,
your
no.
moral compass.
Oh,
Putting
no,
a
that's
baby
not-
and a puppy
oh,
in
no,
equal
that's not-
fronts
no.
as equally as protected. So let's
No,
say
no,
a pit
that's
bull.
not- that's not at all what I'm saying. That's a
let's say
straw
pit
man.
bull- A pit bull randomly attacks a child.
Oh yeah, I'm killing the pit bull. That's
it's
a rights
Hey, that's
violation.
just a dog eat dog world by your moral standpoint.
Oh no,
just
that's
a
not my
dog-eat-dog
moral
world
system.
By your moral standpoint, that's exactly.
Oh, no,
what you're
that's a
saying.
straw man in my
If
moral
you-
system.
if-
So for
No,
two
it's not a straw man.
things.
Like, if you can do your straw man points, I can as well, because that's the same thing. Because it is a dog eat dog world. No matter what you are, there's a food chain,
Yeah,
and humans
so-
sit in that food chain, and we are above every other animal on the food chain.
Yeah, so you're rambling.
Absolutely.
So yeah, so
Just
let me
because
so let
we
me
have
respond. So
figured
you're
out how to
rambling. So let me
mask-
respond to your point. You said that
Well,
I wouldn't.
because I'm not
that I
done my
wouldn't.
point. Then I will, because you just said
You're just gish-galloping. I like to go 1 point at a time.
30-second
But,
long
yep, you can go.
buzzword-filled bullshit argument, and I'm going to.
You mean using the
Just
laws of
annihilate
logic
you.
to show the contradiction in your view? By buzzwords,
No,
you mean
because
using the laws of logic.
it is
That's,
a
well, that
food
is what I
chain.
did. That
There
is what
a
I did.
There is a food chain, and humans are on top of that food chain. You know
Okay.
why?
Okay.
Because
So
lions don't know how to build guns, and cows don't know how to mass produce humans into meat.
all right. Okay. Cool. So if we now the
It
morally
is
difference is
nature.
the
That is
so now-
nature.
So now the morally relevant difference between humans and animals is that we're at the top of the food chain. So if humans weren't at the top of the food chain, would it be morally justified to farm them and slit their throats to turn them into cheeseburgers?
Well, we don't eat humans. We don't have to eat humans.
I'll ask again. I didn't ask you if we had to eat humans. The question was
No,
if
because
humans
we are
weren't at the
civilized people.
No, okay, so that leads you to another contradiction. So that leads you so that leads you to another contradiction. Meaning the morally relevant difference between humans and animals that justifies farming animals but not humans is and is not being at the top of the food chain.
All right,
so
well,
again,
then
you negated and affirmed a proposition, meaning you contradicted yourself.
All right, well,
So
then to argue
that's
that
a
point,
contradiction.
well, to argue that
so
point,
so do you
but-
concede that you contradicted yourself?
Well, then to argue that
Do
point,
you
on
concede that
cannibal-
you contradicted yourself?
Well, can I
Do
say
you
something?
concede that you contradicted yourself last
Quit
time?
repeating yourself because it's still
Okay,
stupid
so-
whether you repeat it or not. You can't.
If you're
You
gonna
can't.
be bad
You're an
faith
idiot.
and not,
You're an idiot.
Yep, the ad homs. So it always comes when the meat eaters can't be logically consistent. Then come the ad homs. If you don't concede, you contradict yourself. When you contradict yourself, I'm just kicking you. That's all there is to it. If you affirm and negate the same proposition and you don't concede that you did, bye.
Yo,
That was
bro.
bad faith today. Hey, what's up, buddy? Sorry,
Yo,
I
man.
I promise I'm not a toxic person. Just when people get toxic, I just match it. So
Hey,
please don't,
nah,
please
listen,
don't think
bro,
I'm being
listen,
like that,
bro.
buddy.
Listen, bro.
What's up, bro?
So, like, what are you gonna do about people that like eat meat? You know what I'm saying? Like,
Oh,
what
the-
can you
I
do
can't-
about
the-
that?
yeah, the
What
only
can
thing
you
I
do
can-
about that.
Yeah, the only thing I can do about it is what I'm doing right now is try to show people that rejecting veganism leads to incoherency or absurdity, and that's all I can do.
Not
Just try
really,
to
bro.
change people's minds.
You know that's not gonna work, gang.
Oh,
like,
well, I
bro,
actually
people
know
not
it does
gonna
work
listen to
because
that.
I get hundreds of messages all the time that I've turned people vegan, so I do know it works
But-
as a matter of fact.
Vegan. Listen, bro. Veganism turns you to malnourishment, bro.
Oh yeah,
That's all-
so
that's
the
all
large
baloney, bro.
so the largest group of nutrition experts on the entire planet, with over 100,000 certified nutrition experts, the Academy of Nutrition and Dietetics, that states in a peer-reviewed statement that vegans are healthy at all stages of life and
No,
can get
they're
all
not,
essential
bro.
nutrients. So do you?
Their
So yeah.
bone
So
density
well, let me
is
finish. Let me finish.
no.
So do you
Their
disagree?
bone
So
density
do you
is not even
disagree?
right.
Cool. So do you disagree with the largest group of nutrition experts on the entire
The
planet?
body is
So
comprised
do
of
you?
102 minerals.
So do you disagree?
Meat has minerals.
So do you disagree with the largest group of nutrition experts on the entire planet, the American Dietetic
Bro,
Association?
they have no idea what
I will
they're
ask again.
talking
I will ask
about.
again. I will ask again. Do you agree with the largest group of nutrition experts on the entire
Bro, you eat
planet?
meat,
Yes
bro.
or
You
no?
are
All right, this.
bullshitting yourself.
I'll ask one last time. Well, the next dodge is a kick. Next
You
dodge
eat
is a
meat,
kick.
bro. Suck my
Do
dick,
you?
nigga. You
Yeah,
eat
there,
meat.
there it is.
You
There
eat
it is.
meat.
There
Stop
it is.
lying.
When the meat
Why
eaters,
do you lie to people? You
when the
eat meat.
when the meat eaters can't substantiate their claim, there comes the insults, as always. Can't substantiate your claim? Ad hom. Yeah, so as I was saying, the largest group of nutrition experts on the entire planet, they were the American Dietetic Association, now they're the Academy of Nutrition and Dietetics, states in a peer-reviewed statement that the vegan diet's healthy at all stages of life and that you can get all essential nutrients on a vegan diet. The vegetarian cohort states that vegans have the lowest cause of all-cause mortality. The Adventist Health Study 2 shows that vegans have the lowest risk of chronic disease. So peer-reviewed research and scientific consensus shows vegans can be perfectly healthy. So to say otherwise is just false. Okay, I'm really sorry about that, Mandy. What's up?
I'm not here to troll or anything.
Okay, cool.
I am not vegan, but
Yeah.
I understand the side of veganism, but I'm sorry, that was so funny. All right, so
You're good.
I'm not trying to troll or anything. I'm just trying to see your standpoint, but you
Yeah,
keep
no, for
trying
sure.
to compare eating animals to humans, but do you know the diseases that are associated with prion?
Yeah. If you eat, what is it called when you eat a human brain? You get like what? I don't
It's
know,
not
something.
just a human brain, it's human meat. If you
Yeah.
eat human meat, you get prion diseases, something, yes, my love, something that you cannot get if you eat animals.
Yeah, I
That's why
agree.
I'm like kind of why you keep comparing the two, like it's associated in some way, which
Yeah.
is understandable, but
Yeah, so I can
I mean,
explain.
I see both points. But veganism,
Can I respond to that real quick, please?
sure.
Thank you. So I'm not comparing anything. I'm just running a basic logical consistency check. And if somebody were to say the morally relevant difference between humans and animals is that you get disease from eating humans, I would simply just ask, okay, so if it were the case that we could healthily eat humans, would it now be morally justified? And I mean, you'd have to say no to that or you would sound crazy. So that's what I would do. I'm not comparing anything. And a matter of fact, when I do this, a lot of people get confused. They think that I'm saying humans are as important as animals. That's not at all what I'm saying. I do believe humans are far more important than animals. I believe we are capable of making the world a better place. We experience more qualia, have more well-being, have more sentience, stronger preferences and desires. I just think that animals are of sufficient moral value to not be farmed and have their throat slit to be turned into a cheeseburger. So although I think humans are more important, I think both are of sufficient value to not be farmed and turned into a cheeseburger. In the same way that a $10 bill is worth more than a $5 bill, but both are sufficient to buy something worth $1.
I think it should just be, if people are going to eat meat, it should be like not as bad as it is now. You know how it's creating freaking, the ozone layer, it's destroying the ozone layer,
Yeah, it's
and
really bad for
as
the
well
environment.
as it's just bad. But also veganism, unless if you grow crops at home, that's the only time you can guarantee, but not even that, unless you grow crops at home, that's the only way you can guarantee actually beneficial like nutrition, because there is so much chemicals that is being sprayed on plants that kills rodents and insects, that how can you even guarantee you're eating healthy no matter which way you go?
Yeah,
Everybody
so
who's sponsored, the Cancer Association is actually
Yeah, so
sponsored by
can I respond to that? I like to go one point. I like to go one point at a time because if you just like ramble off a whole bunch of points, I can't address them all. So you said, how can you guarantee you can be healthy? Well, that's easy. We have the largest group of nutrition experts in the entire world, with over 100,000 certified nutrition experts in a peer-reviewed statement saying that the vegan diet is healthy at all stages of life. So that's verified by scientific consensus. And then two, you're talking about rodents and insects dying and crop protection. I'm a vegan because I'm against rights violations to sentient being. I don't see it as a rights violation to protect your crops. I think you have every right to protect your crops, every right to protect your property, every right to protect your house. If a cockroach infestation were to come in your house and start eating your food, you have every right to use lethal force against them, in the same way that I think a farmer has every right to use lethal force against pests eating his food. So I'm a vegan because I'm against rights violations to sentient beings. I don't use the harm reduction principle that a lot of vegans you'll see doing. One sec, I gotta let my dog out. I'll be right
So
back.
yeah, I just wanted him to stop yelling at you guys.
I'm sorry about that. I'm sorry about that, Mandy. What's up?
I don't know what else to say. I'm gonna get,
Okay.
get off.
All right, Mandy. Have a good one.
Bye.
Yeah, I think a lot of people misunderstood. A lot of people are used to hearing vegans talk about harm reduction as a principle. My principle is I'm against rights violations, although harm reduction is a value that is also important to me.
Hello?
Misunderstood. Oh shit, what's up?
I'm using my mom's account.
I was
Sorry.
gonna say, I was
I
like,
know that's
God
kind of
damn,
yeah, my
misunderstood.
bad.
You sound like you could beat my ass. My God.
Nah. You definitely could beat mine. I'm
Nah,
only
nah,
18, but
nah. What's up, buddy?
honestly, I'm on here not to argue or anything. I'm really just here
Okay,
to
cool,
to learn and ask questions because
cool.
I'm honestly intrigued by how vegans live and whatnot. So honestly, I just how I guess my first question is how are bees and insects more different than animals? Obviously, they do two different things and whatnot, but as I think two previous requests ago, somebody
Hmm.
said that making avocados or producing them can kill over 80 million bees. And my thing is, how can you say that like animals such as cows, etc., are sentient beings, but bees aren't?
Oh yeah, so I'm not saying that. So, insects. There's mixed literature on insect sentience. I grant them the precautionary principle just because I'm agnostic to their sentience. But even if they are sentient, they're sentient to a much lower degree. So I'm going to value like a pig or a cow more than I'm going to value like an insect. In the same way, I would value a human more than I would value a pig or a cow because I think we're of higher sentience. But what we're talking about there when we're talking about crop dust is I don't see protecting your crops as a rights violation, right? In the same way that if you had a cockroach infestation, I think you have every right to use lethal
Right,
force to
right, of
remove those
course.
cockroaches because I operate off the non-aggression principle and they're aggressing on your property in your home. In the same way that I think a farmer has every right to protect his crops, to protect his property because these animals are aggressing on his property and eating his food. And if we didn't protect these crops, think of what would happen. We would probably starve as a society.
So to that, I wouldn't say I disagree nor agree. I guess I'm
Does it make
more
sense at
more
least?
neutral, I guess, on that point. But my next question is, so you say if they were invading your house, cockroaches, then you have the right to kill them. So my next
Hmm.
question, I think you probably know. So say obviously this wouldn't happen in a million years, but say you get invaded by what, like a bunch of fucking pigs or whatever. Would you
Hmm.
see that as a right to kill them?
Yeah, so I also have a practicability threshold. So if it was like one pig and it was just as easy to remove them, right? I would say you
Oh,
should
right,
remove
right.
them. But let's say it was like, I don't know, for whatever fucking reason, like you said, we'll just make the hypothetical crazy. Like for whatever reason, these pigs just kept coming in your fucking house, and no matter
Hmm.
what you did, you couldn't get rid of them. And like the most practical thing you could do is shoot and kill them. Yeah, I would think you would have every right to use lethal force to remove them. Yeah, in that situation, I don't think that's normally gonna be the situation, right?
Oh
Because
yeah, no. I want
does that make
everybody here to know that these are hypotheticals. I'm
yeah.
not, but I guess I kind of get where you're coming from. It's more you're not thinking about this emotionally, which is good, obviously. You're not everything you said is logical. So I honestly understand what you're saying and I understand why you're vegan, to be honest. But
Okay, cool.
honestly, that might actually all be it, to be real. I just had a couple questions and wanted to hear a couple of your standpoints on it.
Yeah, no, I'm glad you came in here in good faith. I actually really enjoy having these conversations when people come in good faith. I actually hate
Yeah, a
like
lot of
getting
the people
toxic and
just
stuff.
come in here and when they realize that they've been trumped by facts or whatever, they get mad and start calling names when I'm not. Hey, facts make you learn every day, so I'm not mad at that, to be honest.
All
But
right,
I'm gonna
misunderstood.
get off here so everybody else can, ramble or whatever. You have a good one, all right?
Hey, you too, rock and roll, brother. All right. Veganism kills animals. Yes, you are correct, and that is what we've been talking about the past three people. If you were listening at all. Oh God, do I end it because I've been having good conversations, or do I keep mentally abusing myself? Oh God, that last guy was super chill. I'm not talking about that last guy, or the person before that, for that matter. Um, so I'm waiting for another person to come on. I'll see if I can read some comments. The problem is my laptop screen is white and the comments are in white, and I'm pretty far away, so it's justification that I need is that I want to. So if you're saying the only justification that you need is that you want to, right? That would justify literally anything, right? Like Jeffrey Dahmer could say that same thing. Like the only justification I need to kill and eat people is because I want to. Like I don't think just wanting to do something automatically makes it moral. I think that's probably not a good system to have. So this person is taking too long, so I'm gonna end. Ozzy, you can retry if you come back. I'll try goldfish next. Ugh, fuck, my back hurts. I got such a crap setup, but it is what it is. Goldfish, what's up?
Hey, how you doing?
I'm pretty good. How about yourself, boss?
Yeah, pretty good.
What made you want to come and talk to this annoying vegan, dude?
To just give you my opinion on it.
Cool. Can I ask you a few questions if you're fine with that?
Yeah, go for it.
Cool. I'm guessing you're not vegan just because the majority of people aren't.
I'm not a vegan.
Okay. So do you think it's justified to farm like animals? Farm them, kill them, turn them into cheeseburgers? Do you think that's morally justified?
I believe so.
Okay, so if we're doing the same thing to humans, would you think that would be morally justified?
No.
Okay, so that means there's a morally relevant difference between humans and animals that justifies farming animals but not humans. What do you think that difference is?
Intelligence.
Intelligence. So if we had a human with the same level of intelligence as an animal, would it now be okay to slit their throat and turn them into a cheeseburger?
No, because they're still human.
So that's so that's a contradiction. That means a morally relevant difference between humans and animals is and is not intelligence. Now you can add to that if you want. I heard you say no because they're a human. So is just being human part of your like trait set that you care about?
Yes. Well,
okay, cool.
We're not going to eat a human.
Yeah, cool. So now, if your mentally disabled neighbor took a DNA test and it came back outside of the human genome, is it now okay to slit your mentally disabled neighbor's throat and turn them into a cheeseburger?
Of course not.
Okay, so that would be another contradiction. That means the morally relevant difference between humans and animals is and is not intelligence and being human. So that's just affirming and negating the same proposition, which is a contradiction.
Well,
which is fine. I know this is a hard question because a lot of people haven't thought about this before, so I know it sounds like I'm pressing you. I'm really not trying to, man.
There's really no difference between humans and animals. They eat meat. We eat meat.
Oh, yeah.
At the end of the day, intelligence separates us. That's the only thing. We are an animal.
Yeah, so if you want to go back to intelligence, so would it be okay to farm humans with the same level of intelligence as animals?
Of course not. We're not cannibals.
So that brings us back to another contradiction, right? You affirmed and negated the same proposition, meaning the morally relevant difference is and is not intelligence. So that's just a contradiction. And I'll tell you why I think people have a hard time answering this. One, because they haven't thought about it much before, which that's not your fault, right? That's not your fault at all. Two, because animals tend to have all the things that we like probably actually care about. They experience suffering, they experience well-being, they have preferences, desires, they're sentient, and to me that's what grants beings moral value.
Okay, explain this to me then. Are you going to go out and tell a cheetah he can't be a meat eater?
Well, no, because that would be probably the dumbest thing I could possibly do, since cheetah wouldn't be able to understand what I'm saying to them, right? Like if you're gonna drive
to a cheetah, are you gonna try and convince a cheetah he should eat a carrot instead of meat?
So are you saying that we are morally justified to eat meat in virtue of cheetahs eating meat, in virtue of animals eating meat? Is that what you're saying now? Because I don't think deriving your moral system from what animals do is probably a very good idea, right? Because lions, for instance, when they inherit a new pride, they kill and eat their children. Do you think we're morally justified to kill and eat our children when we inherit a new family because lions do it?
We are meant to eat meat.
So that wasn't what I asked. So we're meant to. Okay. So now that's the moral relevant difference, right? It keeps changing. So if we were meant, whatever the hell that means, I don't think we're meant to do anything, right? I don't think evolution has any meaning for us. But we'll just say if we were meant to or actually, I'll ask you this way. So what's the difference between humans and animals to where we're meant to eat animals but not meant to eat humans? If it turned out that it was the case that we were meant to eat humans, would it now be okay to farm humans, slit their throats, and turn them into cheeseburgers?
No, because we're not meant to eat.
Okay, so that's another contradiction. So that's your third contradiction. So that means the morally relevant difference is and is not that we're meant to. So you again affirmed and negated the same proposition. So do you concede that you've now contradicted yourself 3 times and are yet to have a coherent position?
No, mate.
Okay, so you did, and I can lay out the contradictions. A, you said intelligence. The morally relevant difference is and is not intelligence. B, you said human. The morally relevant difference is and is not being human. And then C, you said meant to. The morally relevant difference is and is not being meant to when I press you on all of those. So I formalized the contradictions for you. Now, do you concede that you contradicted yourself? This is my last chance I'm giving you. Okay, so I'm just not dealing with bad faith people anymore. So if I can literally formalize the contradiction to you and you still don't concede, like there's no point in moving on. I'll do one last person. Misunderstood requested again. I'll talk to this motherfucker because he's cool and I don't feel like talking idiots. So
Heck, because I've been watching right after I hopped off, and this isn't really a message to you, more to like people that are watching, because obviously they can hear me speaking and whatever. But everybody is like, everybody in the comments, I know you can hear me. Everybody's like, because I want to, because this and that. Okay, then because you want to, why can't that same rule be applied to him? Why can't he just be vegan because he wants to, or because he believes that eating animals isn't justifiable? Like the same reason how everybody is in the comments like, let people live their lives. You're not letting him live his life just based off these interactions that everybody is having with him. It's very obvious that they're just nitpicking at things. And honestly, I don't agree nor disagree with veganism. Like I said, you live how you live. But yeah, that's genuinely it. I'm blown away by everybody in these comments right now.
People get like really, really toxic when the topic of veganism gets up and I understand it, right? Like I'm saying, like I think something you're doing is immoral, so people get defensive, and I understand, dude. I used to hate vegans. I used to get super defensive too. I was there, so I don't blame it. People get really defensive, really toxic, so I'm just used to it, dude. Like I just expect it, especially on TikTok. It's kind of a toxic app. So
and then they go on about certain points about you not being open-minded and whatnot when they're the ones, projecting and being toxic and whatnot.
It's especially funny because I grew up my first 20 years of my life eating meat. My name is Hunter. I have deer antlers tattooed on me because I grew up hunting my entire life. Grew up in a hunting family. So to say that I'm not being open-minded after like literally changing my entire life,
it's crazy.
It's just
like
no honestly, offense, it's just
no
cope.
Offense.
It's honestly just cope.
No offense. You're huge. I can tell you used to eat meat before. Like you're big. You know what I mean? Like you have muscle, all that stuff. Everybody can see you ate meat before, but you had a realization that it wasn't morally correct, so you changed your mind. And I don't understand. I don't see how that's hard to grasp with certain people. Like honestly.
Yeah, it's sad. I've been vegan for 7 years now. I'm 27. I went vegan when I was 20. So yeah.
Eli the Labrador, thank you. My mom did raise me good. Thank you.
Yeah, no, I do appreciate you being respectful.
All right, thank you. You have a good one.
Hey, rock and roll, homie. All right. God, do I keep going? My phone's pretty low. I'm probably gonna call it here. Haven't had any too toxic interactions. Actually, pretty good day. So, yeah, guys. Go vegan. I really don't think there's any justification for what we're doing to animals. I truly do think that society will look back on us and like discuss at what we used to do to animals and how we used to treat animals. Like there'll be little kindergartners in their class raising their hands, asking teachers like, "How did people ever think this is okay?" And it's going to be really well documented. Some of the just crap excuses people gave online. So I think that'll be really interesting. Whether I'll ever live to see that day or not, probably not. But yeah. So no excuse for animal abuse. Go vegan.